What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Caleb. It's early in the morning on Saturday, and I'm here to finish my previous video where we talk about chopping up samples, and we start talking about how we get those samples into the session view, chop those up, add a click track, program some follow action, and bring in the next song, which could potentially have a different BPM. And how do we control that launch tempo so that every song launches in its proper tempo? That's going to be this episode. If it sounds interesting, stick around. But first, we got to chop this bad boy up. So, when I say let's chop this up, this is what I'm talking about. If you're thinking about taking your song on stage, there's a chance that some of the players are going to be with you. I mean, you might just be completely solo and have to bring everything, and that's one situation. Another situation is you're going to do something, or you're going to have some band members that are going to do something, so you don't need everything. You just need like some of the tracks. You need like backing vocals, you need like some percussion, or you need a sample, you know what I mean? So whatever your case is, this is the way I would recommend doing it. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and let's open a session, which you guys already heard on the way in. This thing has drums, it has piano, it has everything. Now, let's just say I'm gonna go on stage as a drummer and like do and just like play my beats or something. So I don't need the drums, okay? So let's mute track 8. Okay? So now it's just piano and everything else. Let's just say, for the sake of this video, that I'm also gonna have a bass player with me, a stand-up bass player. So where is that? There we go. So now all I need, now I don't have my piano player, so I'm bringing these keys, the shaker, the vinyl, and all that stuff, okay? And let's not forget the reverb and delay that we have laced on top of everything. We need all that. Cool. So what do we do next? This is what we do. Command-T, let's get another track. That's dumb. Let's go here, Command-T. And let's call this one tracks, okay? It's just going to be all of our tracks. Everything that's not muted, I'm going to open up and I'm going to send, instead of out to the main, I'm going to send to tracks. All right? Does that make sense? All right. Now what we're going to do is arm track 10. This is going to be our big, beefy kind of mix down track, okay? I'll speed this up to you in the video. This might be quite boring because we can't hear anything. It's all going to track 10. So I'm definitely going to cut this out. So here's where I would basically splice up the track into parts. All right, so we got 3 parts. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Fantastic. All right. For this case, I think we're okay. We're good. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take Part A, Part B, and Part C. We're going to copy them. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say new live set. Do you want to save all this crap? Nah, I'm good. I'm going to literally just delete this for now. I'll keep that. And I'm going to paste them. Bam. Part A, Part B, Part C. I think that tempo of that last track was 83. So I could be wrong, but I think it's about 83 BPM, okay? Why am I bringing that up now? Because I just dropped that into a session that's at 120. And as you build your set, each track's going to have their own BPM, right? So you're going to have to control what the launch tempo is each time you start a new song. Here's my launch tempo right here. I think it's 83. I'm pretty sure. Let's listen. So how many bars do we want this? We want this to go, maybe let's just go 2 times. Can I fix that? Yes, I can. Let's do it again. So this one we need to go, this one, Part A, needs to be actually more. Okay, cool. This is interesting. Part B, Part C. Okay, so they reorganized this in Ableton, which is actually, I think this makes sense. So you highlight your main track, you go to the scene you're trying to launch, and now you have follow action controls here that would apply to the whole scene. So that lesson I did last week where we did something to the click track and then we did it to that empty track, you wouldn't have to do that. You could just do that on a scene level, which is this whole entire thing. So if I put something in here, like this needs to be MIDI, and I grabbed a little snare sound, let's go ahead and solo this and play it real quick. I could deal with that. I can live with it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that through 2 times. And again, today we're doing follow action here at the sort of the scene level. It's going to apply to any track you have in your scene, which I like a lot. So shout out to Ableton for doing that. Maybe that's been that way for a long time. I'm always on a clip level, and I shouldn't be. This is better. Good. We got our part A. We got a click track. We got follow action dialed in. One thing I didn't do, I want these to be able to launch quickly, right? Like on demand. So what we're going to do now is instead of 1 bar, we're going to say none. Right? I like it. Okay. So I'm going to control that. Normally I would control that with my... All right. You can't really see it, but I want to just prove how this works. So nice. And I need nothing in here. What do I need in here? I need just blank space. Actually, no, I don't need, because so this makes it so much easier. I don't need blank space in here because we're going off the actual section, you know, the scene itself. Doesn't matter how many clips are in there. It could be blank. This is fantastic. So let's enable follow action. Let's do 2. Let's see how many that is here. So beautiful, man. Good job, Ableton, on that. If I missed that, that's my bad. Okay, so now I have my click. I can cue the band. That gives me time to turn around and play drums. So it's 8 in the morning. So are my neighbors going to be pissed? Let's see what happens if I just play super quietly, okay? I'll try. Here we go. I'm going to go grab another song and bring it into the session. I'll be right back. Okay, sweet. We found another beat that's BPM 90. It's a little bit of a different vibe, and here it is. Part A. Part B. Part C. Okay, right? 3 parts. So you can see here I made a small change here on the main track. I put song 1. That's also just a handy, you know, it's obviously nice to have your set list labeled. That's also the track. Usually the white track title one is the one I launch the song from. So I know it's the one that has the empty block of like nothing. It's just the click track for me to cue my band. So I'm going to leave this open. Okay, that's song 2, so I'm going to leave this open and I'm going to paste it here, part A, part B, and part C. Then, since we're going to control our tempo and everything, I can just copy and I can paste the click track down here. So now, again, we select main, we go to song 2, okay, and we tell it now we're going to be 90, and we're going to go 2 times. Action time is on the second beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Part A, Perfect, baby. Okay, so there you have it. You brought in 2 different tracks, 2 different tempos, and you figured out in your set list how to label each song, how to set the follow action for the entire scene, and how to change the launch tempo, or if you wanted to, the time signature. And now what you have is basically the blueprint to build a show out. And one other thing I wanted to mention now is you can also like apply effects to your tracks now. Like you have the ability to take the whole entire song and mess with it. Now, say we're playing this track and it's the end of the show or something. Well, now I have effects on this, right? I have fade to gray. Listen. But say we're still in the track. Say we're still in the song. That's why you need that freaking click track if you want it. See what I'm saying? So like, it gives you some freedom, and especially if you have a controller like an APC, you now have your tracks with you. You can launch them any way you want, and you have freaking effects. You can vibe out, dude. I'm sure you creative minds will come up with all kinds of cool ways to work with this. Just remember the main ingredients are: find the song you want to bring on stage, find the pieces of that song you want to bring, record them, bounce them down to one track, split them up by parts, copy them, paste them over to this session view, drop them in, and start dialing in your follow action and your launch tempo and get all labeled, get organized, and sky's the limit. You guys are going to be able to do amazing things. So I hope this was helpful to you guys, man, and I hope you're out there making amazing content. Cannot wait to see it and cannot wait to hear it. I'm out of here. Peace and blessings to you.